Hi, everybody. We're very excited to be celebrating our second year of Pride here at Clinton and Reed in the beautiful city of Paris. And no better place to do that than the historic Hôtel de Ville, located in the city center, just off of the edge of the historic Marais.
We love the Marais. We're going to be taking some time today to go through some of the iconic streets, which is known as our neighborhood here in Paris. And we're going to learn about some iconic people that has really shaped the city and made it a refuge spot for us.
So let's go check it out. Of course, we have to start today's tour at Hôtel de Ville, the administrative center of Paris. We have to imagine it was here, in fact, that there were massive celebrations in 1999 when pacts or civil unions were passed. And in fact, every year, we put our pride flags out on the Hôtel de Ville, which is a great door and entry to the historic Marais.
Here we are at one of the famous roads in Paris. Rue des Arcis is one of the most iconic gay streets in Paris. You have the nightlife, you have the terraces here. If you're looking for a fun time to be yourself, you found it. Here we are at the Place du Émeutes de Stonewall, named for the 50th anniversary of Stonewall riots.
And on the same place for Stonewall, we actually have a memorial for Gilbert Baker, who was the creator of the original pride flag we know and love today. We're taking a quick detour over to the 18th arrondissement to visit the historic cabaret Madam Arthur. Officially established in 1946, Madam Arthur was the first venue in Paris built around French drag culture. Through the 1950s, it launched some of the earliest and most celebrated queer performances in France. The club's historic vibrancy continues today, with each week bringing a brand new show, a mix of drag, music, glitter, and comedy, all performed in French. This is a must-see show if you're in Paris. Now, let's head to our next stop.
So the Marais is filled with great nightlife, great bars, and great restaurants. It's a place for us to feel very welcomed and be able to be out and proud and happy. But it hasn't always been that way. How's it, Clint?
No, it hasn't, Christopher. This is a memorial created by Jean-Luc Vernat to memorialize the LGBT community lost during the deportations, as well as those persecuted over the centuries. So while we get to enjoy the beautiful, vibrant LGBT and gay life here in Paris today, it's important to remember those who came before us.
I'm Maisie, a Clinton and Reed intern, and I'm joining Christopher and Clinton here at Père-Lachaise to take a look at some of this historic cemetery's buried LGBTQ icons. So let's head to our first stop. Our next stop here in Père-Lachaise Cemetery, in the heart of Paris, is the tomb of Oscar Wilde, certainly a very unique monument here in the cemetery. You might know Oscar Wilde from his very famous work, The Picture of Dorian Gray, but what you might not know is that he spent the remaining few years of his life here in Paris after being persecuted for his homosexuality. But on a more lighter note, he's buried with his lover and friend Robbie Ross, who helped pay for the grave. And this is a site of massive pilgrimage for the queer community here in Paris and all over the world. There used to be a tradition where people would kiss the grave. Now it's been covered in glass to protect the monument, but it's still an amazing sight to see here in the heart of Paris and an amazing spot for queer history.
I love walking through Père-Lachaise. And of course, before we leave, we have to stop by and see Gertrude Stein and her wife, Alice Tokes, who were very famous at the beginning of the 20th century, leading up to World War II. They were very famous for hosting salons, curating a lot of artists, poets together. Many might know them because of the very famous love letters between the two of them. But they are a steadfast couple and representatives of the LGBT community and history here in Paris. So if you are here in Père-Lachaise, make sure you stop and say hi before you head out. In Paris, we typically celebrate Pride on the last weekend of June. Unfortunately, this year the parade was postponed due to the massive heat wave we've been experiencing. But Clinton and Reed still came together to celebrate the LGBTQ+ roots of our business, team, and clients. Despite Pride being postponed, out in the streets, smaller parades and celebrations were also unfolding all over the city. Back in the Marais, we also got to catch a street-side wedding procession.
We're back here outside in the city for our next stop at Les Mots sur la Bouche. This is one of Paris's oldest queer bookstores, first founded in 1980 in the 18th arrondissement. It then moved to the 4th in 1983 and was one of the landmark establishments in Paris's original queer developing neighborhood. Now it's here in the 11th, and you can still find a great selection of queer books from big publishers and small. Make sure you stop by and support your local gay bookstore. Let's go take a look inside.
It's here at Bastille that we finish our tour today. You have to imagine behind me, the Place de Bastille is where the famous Bastille prison once stood, where the French Revolution really took off. And it's later years that we saw LGBT protests and gay rights movement really take place here at Place de Bastille, both protests and celebration. So that's today how we're going to finish our tour. But if you're here in Paris, you want to discover a little bit of LGBT history, make sure you visit these spots.